The South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Mtho Xulu speaks to us now. Mtho, thank you for making time on the lead this afternoon. So I saw business confidence fell to its lowest levels in September. It's been a crazy couple of months. We had the recent unrest, load shedding is back, there have been water cards, there are higher fuel prices. I guess it's not really a surprise that the confidence levels are this low.
Good afternoon, Clement. Yes, well, the recent BCI, or Business Confidence Index, was influenced largely by issues of the rioting that we saw a few months ago. So the load shedding that we're experiencing now is not really factored into there. But yes, the problem that we have, obviously, as membership of the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is that every quarter that we do the BCI, we seem to have more problems as a country. And surely the power cuts and the water cuts that we've experienced in the last quarter will influence confidence as we publish in the next quarter this year.
Yeah, and this low business confidence levels are coming at a time when the country was just beginning to claw its way back from the impact of COVID-19, especially that hard lockdown last year.
Yes, and that's why we always repeat that it's so important to manage the country in a connected fashion. Because once you say we are going to reduce the levels of lockdown and we're going to have an infrastructure-led economic recovery plan, that infrastructure needs to be ready for it to carry the economic recovery. But if after recovering from the hard lockdown, you now are facing another infrastructure lockdown, so to speak, you really confuse the market and the confidence cannot be sustained, because when there's no lockdown, there's challenges with power and water. We'll resolve the load shedding for another few weeks, but then lockdown will resurface. And as we go, it becomes a problem if we are unable to connect recovery strategies in a seamless way so that business can predict the future and therefore maintain its confidence in the South African economy.
Yeah. Why should business confidence matter? Why should we take these seriously? To what extent does it affect actual investment?
Business confidence is probably paramount important in any form of investment drive that you need. You need confidence on the business side because that's where the investment decisions are made. That's where the innovation comes from. That's where the commitment comes from to really build the economy that we also love and depend on. But also, you want to maintain business confidence because those who are not necessarily in business also benefit from high levels of investment and confidence because it creates jobs, it drives innovation, and those with the innovation are able to be rewarded in a stable economic environment. So it's important on both sides because it makes sure that the money keeps flowing into the economy, but also gives certainty to those who are selling their labor to the economy that indeed the opportunities will come. So without confidence, you will not have the investment coming in and you will not have opportunities for job creation.
So what happens now when in a situation where we are in now, where we're dealing with load shedding, we're dealing with water cards, that's costing billions to our economy, and these power cards are actually going to stay with us for a while. How do you say to investors, come over here, you can have confidence in this country, it's an investor destination, and yet there's no reliable energy and there's interruptions to power supply?
It makes our job extremely difficult, and it is so, we can only sell the country so far without having these basics in place. And that's why it's so important, as I mentioned earlier, that we need to have a coherent and connected messaging, both from business and government, to say that when we are expected to promote investment domestically and internationally, those who are responsible for the bulk infrastructure need to also play their role in making sure that this infrastructure is available for those who want to come into the country. So I must say to you that it is a difficult time now, and it will not be easier if we are not talking about extended periods of failure in infrastructure, both from bulk coming from the state-owned enterprises, but also the weaknesses in construction and maintenance at local government elections. It is an impossible task, and we really have to make sure that we focus on this infrastructure in this country because it does not seem to be getting any better. The challenges with municipalities, but also the biggest risk being Eskom. So it's a difficult job, but we need to work together to ensure that the messaging is correct and the action and implementation is consistent.